Can't hold me, Anthony Drago.
I got little man. You got who? Seriously, you're gonna try to guard me? You can't hold me, bro. Growing up on a basketball court, I talked a lot of trash. Now, let me ask you this. Let me tell you this. We all competed on some level when we were growing up. Whether it was sports, or freeze tag, or hide and seek, or video games. We all tried to win at something. Now, for all my competitors out there, who remembers that one person that always talked trash? They always got under your skin, like that little mosquito that keeps buzzing in your ear, and no matter how many times you try to swat it away, it keeps coming back. Well, I was that mosquito. Contest chair and fellow mosquitoes. 99% of the time, I was the smallest guy on the court. But I had the biggest mouth. But I also had the biggest heart, and quite honestly, I was really good. So I earned a lot of respect. And the thing about talking trash, if you talk trash, you better be able to back it up. That being said, on the court, my friends kept me out of a lot of trouble. Now, I want you to imagine you're back in high school as a teenager. As awkward as that may be for some of us, but for me it was the late 80s. The Batman movie had just come out. But more importantly, my favorite, Nintendo Game Boy was released. And video games changed forever. Anyone play basketball growing up? Now, if you didn't play basketball, let me tell you this. The first and most important question you ask when you get to a court is who's got next. You need to know when you're going to play. Now, who remembers those community centers that were out there, where you could go as kids to play sports and freeze tag or whatever it was? You could arts and crafts and tutoring. Well, my friends and I went there several times a week when we were growing up. So, allow me to take you back in time to this cold and snowy night in December of 1989. My friends and I piled into my rusted out, multicolored 1980 Pontiac Bonneville with no heat, wearing only hoodies and basketball shorts, as we always did. Just getting to the venue in and of itself was a victory because the ball tires had us sliding all over the place. Can anyone relate? So, we get to the court safely, thank God. And as we start to run up the 3 flights of stairs to get to the gym, we start hearing the sound of the basketballs pounding and the sneakers squeaking. And as we got closer to the top, the sound started getting louder and more intense. We get into the gym, and before even taking off my sweatshirt, I yell, "Who's got next?" No answer. So I yell, "We got next." Now, you guys remember those huge, heavy wooden bleachers that were in every single school? They had the oval handle. It took 2 to 3 people to pull them out. Well, I was much limber in my younger days, so I climbed right up to the top bleacher to assess the competition. And of course, talk trash. "Man, play defense. Shoot the ball. You better get ready. I'm going to light you up, and I'm not even on the court playing." So the game ends. The guy takes the ball in for a wide layup. Game over. And before anyone even says anything, game, we got next. Now, what I had done hundreds of times before is I hopped off of the top bleacher so I could land on the floor and make my presence known. However, when I was talking trash, someone had pulled out the bottom bleacher. So when I hopped off, instead of hitting the floor, cool and smooth, I hit the bottom bleacher. My body immediately stiffened up, and as I started to fall face forward towards the ground, I didn't know what to do. It was like slow motion. And you would think that my arms would help me out, but apparently they took the night off. But luckily, instead of my arms breaking my fall, my face did. The icing on the cake. At the time, I wore glasses. So when my face hit, my glasses shattered, I got a cut above my right eye, and my face started throbbing with pain. And as I laid there on the floor, listening to only the buzzing of the big, huge gym lights. You guys remember those? That buzzing sound in an empty gym? Sort of like that mosquito. I realized I had only two options. One, I could stay down, embarrassed, in pain, and bleeding, or I could jump right back up as if nothing happened and start the game. What do you guys think I did? You're damn right. I jumped right back up as if nothing happened, picked up all the pieces of my glasses, put them in my bag, wiped my face with my towel, and then yelled, "That's to go. We got next." Everyone burst out laughing. I looked to my friends for support. Were they laughing? Hell yeah, they were laughing. They were laughing the loudest and the most. But the thing about embarrassment, it's the starting point for growth process. Now, contest chair and fellow trash talkers. Have you guys ever fallen on your face? Have you ever stayed down too long because you didn't realize you had that strength in you to get back up and keep fighting? Me too. However, understand this. Life is going to knock you down. You will fall flat on your face. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But realize this. We all have a strength inside of us that it only rears its head when we're backed into the corner and it's fight or flight. So if you remember one thing from this story, aside from the fact that I made a total and complete utter fool of myself, let it be this. When life knocks you down, instead of staying down feeling sorry for yourself and embarrassed, I want you to jump right back up and immediately talk trash. But go out and work your tail off to back it up. If you do that, then and only then will you have earned the right to tell life, "You can't hold me." Contest chair.